Hey everyone, welcome to the first ever vlog for Mouse Talk. This is going to be a bi-weekly vlog that we're going to start for you guys. And each and every week we're going to kind of do something a little bit different, make it a little fun. For those of you who don't know, I'm Walt.
I'm Melissa.
And we're very happy to be here with you guys. And each week we're going to do something a little bit different, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
What we're going to do, we're going to do everything from reviews of restaurants, reviews of possibly resorts. We're also going to do top fives of good things or bad things. And that's kind of what we're going to touch on this week. And we're going to do all kinds of fun stuff. Talk about magic bands. Talk about the difference between dining plans. Going to make it fun stuff. And we really hope you guys enjoy it. And for our very first video, what we decided we'd do is we're going to kind of take a little bit of a different approach with it. And we're going to do our top 5 worst attractions at Disney. Least favorite. Yeah, let's say least. I guess you're right. I'd say least favorite.
I can't say there's really anything I really don't like at Disney World. It's more like the way I did it was, if I went on a trip and came home and was like, oh, we didn't do this, would I feel bad about it?
Yeah,
or would
sense.
I say, eh?
Yeah. Yeah. For me, it was more or less one of those, I kind of looked at it in a couple different ways. I said to myself, is it something that I like? Or is it something that I enjoy doing?
Mm-hmm.
And also I said to myself, what could they use for the space if they replaced it? And that may sound dumb, but for me, I look at some of the things that I'm like, I'm not really a big fan of it. Man, they could really do a lot with that space. So I kind of thought of it that way. So we're going to get right into it. We're going to jump right in, and we're going to start with number 5. Now, I haven't seen Melissa's list, and she hasn't seen mine, so we have no idea. I'm sure we'll have some of the same one there. Yeah. But we might be surprised which ones we have, so hopefully we won't be fighting about them when we're done, but we might. So mine really aren't in a specific order. I don't know if you did a specific order on yours.
Yes and no. Okay. I mean, some I think I'm going to have some big haters when I'm done.
Right. Well, I think my number 1 is probably my number 1. But other than that, I think the rest of them can kind of be interchanged. It's really not.
Me too, maybe.
I think my number 1 is probably the one that I would probably be the most happy. I hate to say happy, but the most okay with going away. So, Melissa, go ahead. Start with your number 5.
And mine aren't only probably maybe 2 of mine are ones I'd want to see go away. But they're just ones where I'm like, I wouldn't be bummed out if I didn't see it again. And my number 5. Okay. This is good. Everybody's gonna hate me, but it's a small world.
Okay, that makes sense.
I mean,
go ahead.
It doesn't. I mean, it's the same thing over and over, and just that song, just like over and over and over and over.
Right. No, I get it. I get it.
I mean, it's a classic. It's a classic. Once you've seen it, I guess I don't feel like, even though we do go every time, I wouldn't be sad if we didn't. Sorry, everybody.
Okay. No.
You?
No. Well, my number 5 is kind of and again, I'm kind of taking this in a different way. My number 5 is DINOLAND in Animal Kingdom. Just as a whole, the whole DINOLAND area to me. I like Primeval World. I think that's a cool little ride to do. Mm-hmm. Me and the boys do it all the time. No, you don't like to do it, but the boys and I do it all the time. I like that ride. I think that's okay. But the whole rest of the area is just kind of a waste of space to me. The boneyard and all the like whack-a-moles and the little, festival stuff, or not carnival stuff they have there. I just think they could really do a lot with that area if they repurposed it. So for me, that would be probably my number 5. Is just that whole DINOLAND area in Animal Kingdom. What do you think?
No, I get it.
I
mean, we don't really spend a lot of time there.
We don't.
It could be because our kids are grown. But even when they were littler, we didn't. Yeah, we did the boneyard once.
Mm-hmm. So. But I just think that area they could do a lot more with that area. There's not a ton of rides in Animal Kingdom in the first place. Real rides. You have Everest and you have Dinosaur. Yeah. And you have the safari ride, but that's not a ride to me. I guess that's more of an excursion, or I don't even know how to word that. But I just think they could use that space in another way. I think it's just kind of overdone, or not overdone enough, maybe. But that's my number 5. Number 4.
Again, I'm gonna be hated on immensely.
Not necessarily. Go ahead.
Dumbo the flying elephant.
What?
I don't like going up high. You just go around and around and around.
I didn't. Like I said, I didn't know it. I haven't seen her list, but
everybody's gonna hate me by the
No, they're not.
First vlog, everybody's gonna go, boo,
No, they won't. So go ahead. Why else?
Huh?
You just don't like it?
No, it's just I don't like it.
No, I like it.
No,
I think it's a cute ride.
Just do it once. I don't have to do it again.
All right. Well, all right. Fair enough. Well, my number 4 for me is this is more of an kind of like a show attraction. Again, tons of space being used. Is the Indiana Jones Epic Stunt Spectacular. Oh, it made your list too. Okay. So I guess we'll see where it is for you. But it's one of those. It's okay. I mean, it's not great. It's the same thing over and over and over and over. It's the same thing every single time you go, and it's a huge space. They could do so much with that area. They could expand Star Wars. Well, they're already expanding Star Wars now, but there's so much they could do with that space, I think. And it's one of those things where, I mean, if you go one time, do you really need to do it again? I mean, I get that most of what Disney is you're doing the same thing over and over again. But, with the shows, it's just not that good that I think it has to be done over and over again, to me. So that would be not my number 4. It's okay. We've done it. I guess the last trip we didn't do it.
No, we haven't done it for a while.
Yeah,
we did it a couple times.
Yeah, it's been a couple trips. But, that's not one for me.
Well, in the same line, if Lights Motor Action was still there, that would have made my list because of the same reason.
All right, that makes sense.
But it's not, so it can't be on my list. And I also wanted to note that we're only listing things that we've done.
Right.
So for me, I'm a scaredy cat if you've listened to our podcast. So I can't put some of the rides on there if I have not done them.
Right.
So I won't.
Right. And I've pretty much done everything. So, I'll be as honest as I can. But as brutal as it might be. All right, Melissa, what's your number 3?
This one I kind of feel bad that I put on my list.
Here we go.
But it's Enchanted Tiki Room.
Enchanted Tiki Room. Okay.
Because it's just old. And I understand it's Walt and it's classic and I love it because of that.
Right.
But I don't ever need to do it again.
Well, I don't know. It made me laugh. I can't remember. It was something about that ride. I don't remember what part it was. But there was a part in there that just made me laugh uncontrollably. Yeah, I think it was the Tikis, but it was cute. It's okay. It didn't make my list, but it's okay. I understand where you're coming from, though. But I mean, it's some of these classics. They're classics, and they are the way they are because of the time when they were made. During that time, the animatronics were only so bad. See, our dog's even upset that Melissa picked the Tiki Room.
See, I don't want any of these to go away.
Right.
I don't care if I ride them again.
Right. It'd be the same thing.
No. I want other people to experience them and people that love them. I don't think they should go anywhere.
I guess.
My next 2 can go.
All right. Well, my number 3 is the Universe of Energy, Ellen's Energy Universe over at Epcot. This ride is, again, it's like a 45-minute ride. It's like forever. It's like half of your day at Epcot's going to be on this ride.
It's too long.
It's too long. It's
but
just way too long.
Ellen's entertaining, and I think she's funny.
She is funny, but then get her a Dory ride.
Yeah.
But I mean, I just think this ride is way too long. Now, there's already rumors, if you've listened to any of our podcasts, we've talked about this, of this possibly going away anyway, and fingers crossed that it will, at least to me. I just don't enjoy this ride. I think it's a waste of time, it's a waste of space, and it's so long. It's 45 minutes long. Oh my gosh. I fell asleep the last time we did it. I was like in the back by myself. I like laid down in the car or whatever it was that you ride in the tram, and I fell asleep for 20 minutes. That's
like me in the Hall of Presidents.
But I did. I don't know. God bless all these rides. By all means, folks, it's not that we think they're, we're above riding them or anything like that. It's just there's other things I think they could do to make these better. And that's my number 3. What's your number 2?
Stitch's Great Escape.
Fair enough. Okay.
I love the concept of the ride.
Right.
I like the walkthrough before you go and get put in those god-awful seats where they cram you down in. And
right.
I think if they had done it differently, it could have been really good. I just am not happy. And, of course, there are rumors that this is changing as well. I really like the idea of it. And Stitch belongs in Tomorrowland.
Oh, of course.
I just don't like this particular attraction, the way they do it. And when you're strapped in, I think it can be a little scary for little kids. And it's the seating, because it was from the
Alien
Encounter. I understand why it was like that, but they should have changed that when they made this ride. And for some reason, I remember our son, when we first went on it, it came down too far in his shoulders, and he freaked out, and it hurt him, and it just, it's not comfortable, and I don't really like how they go with it, and the smells, and it just doesn't make me happy.
Well, I'll say this about that real fast, is I've seen both. I was, I rode it I went in there when it was Alien Encounter, and at that time, for that purpose, it was pretty cool. It was a pretty cool ride. It was definitely the harness that came over top of you. You needed it for the Alien Encounter ride. It was a pretty intense ride, or attraction, so to speak. I don't think it's. I agree with you, because I don't think the harness is necessary on Stitch's side, because you're not really getting freaked out by it. It's more of a fun kind of thing, without giving too much away.
Right. It makes it not fun.
Right. So I get it. I mean, I get what you're saying. It makes sense. I think they just kind of just threw it together when they wanted to change it from Alien Encounter, and just said, well, we'll just leave everything else the same, just change the storyline and leave it at that.
It's just less of a cost for them to have to replace the seating.
Yeah, it is. And I think that was probably part of it. So I get what you're saying. Now, for me, my number 2 is in Tomorrowland as well, but for me, it's the Tomorrowland Speedway. Again, Tomorrowland Speedway, I think a lot of people love it. It's always busy. It always has a ton of folks. I just, it's like riding the regular cars that you would get in any other place. We can ride something like that at your local Six Flags or whatever. I guess for Disney, maybe my standards are just too high. You get in, and sometimes the pedal to push down on the on the gas can be really, really hard to press down. I mean, one time I got on with our youngest son, and he couldn't do it. I had to do it for him because he couldn't press it. It's hard to steer at times, and I mean, again, another huge land area that if they used that area, they could put 2 attractions in there. It's such a large area, and I just think it could be repurposed better. Again, I know it's a classic. It's been there a long time, and it's very popular. It always has a long wait. Always has a long wait. But I just, for me, I just think they could do something else with that area.
Probably would have made my list, but sadly, I've never done the Speedway. Yeah. Which definitely would have taken place in one of my first 2. But since I didn't actually go on it when you went, I can't honestly say. Until I actually experience it, then I can change up my list. And
I think that's part of the reason why, too, it made my list, is because of the amount of time that, at least the times that we always go, when we've been there, it's always been a long wait, and to me, it's not worth the wait that you're waiting.
Gotcha.
You're going to wait 30, 40 minutes for just a quick go-kart around the, and not even really go-karts, because it's not like you can go at your own speed. There's only, it's just, I don't know. That's my number 2. What's your number 1?
Well, my number 1 was the Indiana Jones.
Okay.
Because of the fact that it's been the same experience when we first went in 1998. It's exactly the same.
Yeah, it is.
I liked it when we went the first time. I thought it was neat, but they have not changed a thing about it in that time frame. And
almost 20 years.
Yeah, and I mean, I realize what can they do, but
well, they could do things.
I think I'd rather it be like, even though we haven't been to California where they have an actual Indiana Jones ride. Yeah, that would be cool. Right. I'm just, again, seen it once or twice. Right. It doesn't bother me if we don't go. Right. So, again, like you said, I think they could make better use of the space. I like the idea of having an Indiana Jones attraction, but this one in particular, I'm just over it. That's all.
Well, it's the Indiana Jones ride that they have in Disneyland is kind of where Dinosaur takes its cue from.
Oh, okay.
Kind of the same kind of concept. Down here, it's in Disney World, it's Dinosaur, but out there, it's Indiana Jones. I agree with you. I think they could have taken it in that direction. Right. But they didn't. Instead, they did a show down here, and that's why it made my list as well. And for me, my number 1 was your number 2, Stitch's Great Escape. I just think this ride, and of course, for those of you that have followed the podcast or who have seen, followed Disney News, that's now become a seasonal ride, which normally, when it becomes seasonal like that, means it's probably on its way out.
Yeah, it's just strange. I'm surprised they're doing that, but you're right. It must mean that something's changing, because otherwise, why would they bother?
Right, exactly. I guess, and when they say seasonal, they mean upon the demand of needing it. In other words, when the parks are really crowded and they need it open, they'll have it open. But when the parks aren't, they won't have it open. But yeah, same thing for me. I just, after experiencing it as an Alien Encounter ride, and then going to Stitch and basically being the same theme or same story, except incorporating Stitch into the element, it's not even the same thing. It's just a step down, because the Alien Encounter ride was so intense. It really was, and at least to me it was. And it's just it's different but the same. And to me, it's not anywhere near better. And they could take this and they could really, really do something with that area. I think they ought to make it a simulator ride in some way if they could. There's rumors it might be a Wreck-It Ralph. Maybe it should be. We'll have to see. But that's my number one.
I seriously considered putting Splash Mountain on my list.
What? You're crazy. Don't listen to her, folks.
I'm just so scared of that ride.
That ride is that's an awesome ride.
It is an awesome ride. I just so scared. So if I put top 10 rides I'm scared to death of.
Oh, she'll have more than 10.
Yeah.
Yep. Melissa's afraid of every ride at Disney. She's afraid of Dumbo. That's why I made the list.
Kind of. I don't like heights. I have to close my eyes on Dumbo.
She does. Yeah. That, and Magic Carpets too. But that's another story for another day. But that's it. That's our top 5 worst attractions.
Or least favorite.
Least favorite attraction. That's a good way to put it. Yeah, let's put it that way.
Our particular.
Ours. That's our list.
Nothing to anyone else.
Exactly. But just in case. Who knows? Some of them, you might agree with some of them. Maybe you don't. Maybe you have ones that you feel are different. If so, down below in the comments area, let us know what you think. Give us your comments on it and maybe your top 5 as well. We also, if you could, give us a thumbs up to the video. We'd love for you to do that. And also subscribe to our channel, our Mouse Talk channel. But we enjoyed bringing that to you. Just wanted to kind of get our first vlog out of the way, right? Yeah. Yeah. We have, I have a face made for radio. Not so much Melissa, but we really enjoyed bringing it to you folks. Again, if you could subscribe to us as well on Facebook, and hopefully you'll go out there and listen to our podcast as well. It's under Mouse Talk. You can find it in iTunes. But thank you again. Been fun, and we will see you soon with another video. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.